everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of the Pip and Pin podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia. You can find me on Instagram as Pip and Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip and Pin, and in the Pip and Pin Ravelry group. It has been a long time. It's been almost a month or so since I last podcasted. And if you follow me on Instagram or anything, you might know why. It's because we've been doing a Kickstarter campaign. So Katie and I are writing a book, a knitting book, two knitting books now actually. And yeah, we started a Kickstarter campaign to help fund it, and that just ended about a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, somewhere around there. It's been a blur. It's been really amazing. We raised just about 2 times what our goal was. And that is pretty crazy. And yeah, it's been just a big whirlwind of activity and emailing people and sending out rewards and talking to yarn stores and actually making these books. Because at first it started as one book. We had one book that we were going to do, and we actually have a name for it now. It's called Strand. And that book is, I think I showed a little bit of it before, and I've talked about it before, but it's all about combining different yarns and making big, beautiful, chunky knits. I'll spend more time talking about it later. But so that's what this Kickstarter was for that one, to do things like the publishing and have it tech edited and proofread and all the things that cost a lot of money up front. So now we have all of the initial costs covered, which is a huge load off. Like, we probably wouldn't have been able to publish these books if we didn't do the Kickstarter, because just the cost of printing something, and like it's almost like we did pre-orders for it, because we've sold them, but now we don't have to front the money for the publishing, you know what I mean? So that's a huge thing off of our shoulders, and a big giant thank you to everyone who was a part of this and helped us do that. And we reached our goal. I think within the first week or so. It was a month-long campaign, so we reached our goal in the first week, and then we decided we're going to do 2 books. So we're actually releasing 2 books for Knit City, or maybe just before. And the second one is going to be, it's called This Must Be the Place, and it's a collection. Last year, we kind of challenged ourselves a bit, and we did 1 pattern a month for the entire year. And all of those patterns had sort of a theme about British Columbia. They're all named after things about BC. And so we decided to take I think we have 7. So our 7 favorites from that whole year, the whole last year of writing patterns, and making like a compilation book. So at a best of thing. So yeah, there's actually going to be 2, which is very exciting. This weekend we kind of spent, not this weekend, the past couple days, my mom's been in Arizona, and she just bought a house there. So she's been kind of back and forth, but Katie and I kind of commandeered her house as our office. So we spent the past couple days really working on these books, and they're starting to look like real things now, and we were editing, and it's all very exciting and hard and confusing. I'm working with a tech editor to go through all the patterns and things, and in one of my last emails I was just like, I don't know this is normal. I've never like done a book before, but it seems like everything is happening all at the same time. And it's all kind of like, it feels kind of overwhelming right now because we want to have these done and ready for the printer by the end of July. And it feels so overwhelming right now because it feels like there's still so much to do, but it's all little things that need to be finished up. So in reality, I don't think it's a lot, but it feels like a lot because the lists are long and we just have to keep adding things to them as we find them. Yeah, but it's really fun, and it's really, it's been really rewarding, and it's been really amazing getting feedback from everyone and such positive vibes from everyone. So we're pushing through and we're going and doing, and there will be books. There will be books very soon. While we were doing that Kickstarter campaign, I did some giveaways on Instagram. I had 4 giveaways. One was for a bag. We got bags printed for our campaign with I Want to Make Beautiful Things printed on it. I think it's behind me. You can see it. That one. And then we had one for a copy of the ebook. We had one for a copy of the physical book once it gets printed, and then a grand prize, which had a bag and yarn from Cascade, and as well as a copy of the ebook once it gets published. The winner of the book was you know what? There were 4 winners. Congratulations to all of the winners. I'm not gonna. Sorry, I'll put your names down below here. But thanks to everyone who entered those and shared and participated. It was really fun. I also realized that I'm really not great at giveaways. I love doing them, and I love it when they're going, and then when they stop, I just kind of forget. So drawing winners took some time. I had a friend on Instagram kind of remind me, hey, like, are you gonna do those prize drawings? Like, oh yeah, thanks. Speaking of prize drawings, I finally also did the drawing for the May Pip and Pin knit along. And this was for a skein of Alex Creates yarn. And that winner, I did know, is on here. And her name is Cats and Yarn. Right? No. Cats and Yarn was the book giveaway winner. I can't pronounce that. Pysselingen. She won the May Pip and Pin knit along prize, and that is a giveaway. That's a knit along that is going all year long. Each month, I will have new prizes. I do a drawing at the end of each month at some point when I remember. And then at the end of the year, we're going to have a big grand prize. And all the information for that can be found on the Ravelry group. Basically, post a picture to Instagram, use the hashtag PipandPin, KAL18, and that's your entry. So works in progress, finished at anything. So go take a peek at that. This month's prize, I have right here to show you. Do I? Where did I put it? I had it. Here it is. So this month for June, I have I've just started ordering a bunch of stuff for Knit City, because when we have our booth at Knit City, we have our patterns, of course, and then we're going to be having our books, of course. But in past years, we've also sourced notions and things like that, and people seem to like them, so we're going to keep doing that. And so I've ordered some, and they're all starting to come in now because I don't want to leave it to the last minute. And so I'm going to give away some of the things that we're going to be having for sale in Knit City. And one thing that I found was this little guy. And this cute little wooden tube is actually for your darning needles. So you can put your darning needles in there and then pop that into your bag, and then they're not falling all over in your bag, because I've stabbed myself many times with needles. The second thing is this little brooch from Cabin & Cub, and hopefully you can see it there. Craftiness is happiness. And a little, just a little bamboo brooch. So those two are going to be the prize for June. If I forget to do the drawing, please somebody remind me. And that's it for stuff. I feel like I don't like to take too long to spend on non-actual knitting things. So that's it. That's it for today. Let's talk about faux, because it's been a month and I did some stuff. So the only thing that I have finished, I was very monogamous with this project because it is a new design and I want it to be released in summer. It is this guy right here, and this is the Lilium tee, and it is a new design that I'm hoping to release in the summer, and it uses Ancient Arts. There's Silk Merino in the Champagne colorway. This shape is something that I've worked kind of with before. If any of you remember my Celista top from last summer, it kind of has the same V shape, which is, if you think about it, how I like to think about it, is like a sideways raglan. So if you had it like this would be your raglan increases, except you do it diagonally, and then you get this cool V-neck. So I started with, it's all done in the round, and it starts at the top. So you start at the collar with a little tiny folded hem, and then you do this scallop lace pattern, which you may also remember from a summer top I did 2 years ago called Courtship. I kind of smashed those two together. So a little bit of lace, and then after that is a welt, which is something that I've never put in one of my designs before, but I think it really adds just some definition. I feel like if it would have gone straight from the lace to the stockinette body, it just wouldn't have really been enough. So this adds a little bit of structure and some visual separation. So once you're done kind of doing that part, then you have to start making it, because you're working kind of in a V, and now you have to make it go flat so that you can work the body just normal, like you would any other sweater body. So you do some short rows to make it flat. You add a little bit of increases here to do this little gathered bit, and then that's pretty much it. And then you just add some. It's quite A-line, so you know what, we're gonna do some camera magic. That's better. So it's quite A-line. So you do add some stitches along the sides of the body. Do a teeny tiny little 1x1 rib hem, and then you do these ribbed little cap sleeves, and you can kind of see that it's thicker up top here, thinner down here. Magic of short rows again. Lots of short rows, lots of little techniques that I think really kind of pull everything together. I feel like, you know, there would have been a way. There would have been a way to do this easier, but I don't think it would have been as polished. So I decided to put in those little extras to really just make it perfect. I really love this. It's because it's A-line, it really just, and really long. So it's silk, kind of silk. It just feels so nice. And I'm testing this right now. So I just opened the test up 2 days ago. I haven't chosen testers yet or emailed, but I am going to be doing that today. But usually what happens is the mediums to kind of the smalls to extra larges kind of get filled up first. And then the smaller and larger sizes do usually have some room. So if you're interested in test knitting, the test is being held in the Ravelry group, so you can go take a peek and see if your size is still available. It doesn't hurt to check. So yeah, look for this guy sometime this summer. I don't know. Now am I feeling black or am I feeling white? I'll keep an eye. It's not too hot today. For works in progress, I have 4 things that you haven't seen before, because I have this thing. It's kind of a problem. It happens to me every September before Knit City. It happens anytime I have something big and important to finish. I like to start I don't like to, I do. I just compulsively start new projects when I have something big that I need to finish. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how it goes. So that's how I ended up with 4 new whips well in the middle of trying to write 2 books. The first one is, George is occupied, so I'm going to do this quickly. Okay, the first one is, I'm just going to sneak it out and sneak it back in. This guy. Oh, it looks so pretty. I'm just looking at it on the computer, and it's just really starting to look nice all together. But anyways, this is a granny stripe blanket. If you remember, I'm just going to put it away now because I don't want her walking in. This is actually going to be her Christmas present. She's been asking about, anytime I get new yarn that is Georgia color, so pink or, anything bright really. Oh, Mommy, can you make me a blanket? So she's been asking for months for me to make her a blanket. And every time I say, oh yeah, we'll see. So I did start one. And I've had this idea for a long time, so I did start one, and it will be for Christmas. So I figured if I start now, it'll be good, and hopefully finished by then. And it's just a granny stripe blanket. I used the tutorial from Attic 23. I don't remember. I'll put a link to it down below. It's just a basic granny stripe blanket, and they just happen to have a very nice tutorial for it. I'm using DK-ish yarn, either 2 strands of fingering or DK or worsted. I don't remember what size hook I'm using. It's yellow. I don't know. I really don't know very much about crochet. But I do know it is giving me a nice little break from knitting every once in a while. And then, of course, it's something that I can only do at night. So it'll just get added to slowly. I don't think I'll show it every time, but when I get the opportunity, I might. And if I ever get the chance to film an episode when George is not here, maybe I'll talk more about the yarns and all the stuff. I like secrets. I really like surprises, especially for her. So there's that. And yeah, if you remember last winter, I think just before Christmas, when everything was stressful and weird, I started a granny stripe blanket for myself using different color palette. I'm loving this one way more. But the one I started making for myself was kind of all grays and darks and like weird colors. I also was just using fingering single, and I think my gauge was too tight. So it was taking me literally like half an hour to get through one stripe. And like I was making a double. Like it's really big. This one's big too. It's probably a double. She has a single bed. I want it to be, you know, a big comfy thing. But yeah, the one that I was making before, it just, I'm never going to finish that thing. I'm going to take it apart. That's just what's going to happen. Maybe after I'm done this one, I'll do one for Justin and I in the same way, you know, doing DK. And I think it kind of makes the colors go together a little bit better too. Also, I think I was using too many colors in my last one. I don't know. I really like things to be random, but they also have to go together. Like I could not just throw all of my scrap yarn into a bin and like put all of it together. Like I've curated my scraps. So this one is all pinks and blues and brights and white and gray and lighter colors. So light and bright. And then probably for the one for Justin and I will probably be like jewel tones and neutrals, like dark neutrals, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to think about that one right now because that'll just make me want to start that. The next thing that I actually started because you always need to have a pair of socks on the needles, right? We decided to go to the zoo one day. And we went to the one in Aldergrove. I don't know how many people are from Vancouver area, but I remember it being way cooler when I was a kid. Just saying. Did get to see a cool tiger though, and baby bears, which was awesome. They were jumping around and being all cute and fluffy and baby. Anyways. These are the socks that I started so that I would have something to do while I was walking around. These guys here. The black is Knit Stroll in black. And then this stuff is, I don't think I know the name of it. I might have, no, it didn't come with a ball band. This was actually from last year when Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted was happening. And I kind of did this last year too. Someone used it as like a de-stash. So they just posted some things and said, whoever wants them, take them. So she had 3 skeins of this yarn in different colors. So I decided that I would like to have that. So I got it. and yeah, self-striping kind of, self-patterning, not self, both patterns, stripes. It's doing lots of cool stuff. And those are just for walking around, fun project. I don't have any, I don't think that they're going to get done anytime soon, but if we ever go to the zoo again, it would be my zoo socks. I only usually have one pair of socks on the needles at a time, so you just always need one, right? Oh my, okay. The next thing that I have is, if you are on Instagram or Ravelry ever, if you just went on there ever in the past month, you would have seen this. This is the start of, I'm kind of mid-row, so we'll go like this. This is the start of my Harlow hat. And this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. Just a simple brioche fingering weight hat. She had a knit-along going to do it in a weekend when the pattern was first released. So literally this pattern was everywhere. I didn't take part in that. I just cast it on because I kept seeing it, and I liked it. Here, I'll flip it. This is the technically the wrong side, but it's going to be my outside. So it's going to have the light gray and then the green kind of on the inside. And the yarns that I'm using, oh no, let's put that back. The yarns that I'm using are this one here, and this is the Fiber Company Cumbria Light in Scaffold Pike. And if you watched the last episode, you will know why I have this yarn. And then this is Spin Cycle yarns. I don't remember the colorway. I lost the ball band. But I won this at the 88 Stitches Christmas party a couple years ago, and it's just kind of been sitting in my stash. And yeah, I thought this would be a good way to finally be able to use it. Now, these aren't really, I mean, the gray is, but I'm not sure how, I don't know if I would wear this, but I think that it will, I want to start a box of like presents. I want to be that person that just has like 5 or 6 things to choose from at Christmas time for teachers and, random Christmas giveaways and birthdays or whatever. I want a box of gifts. So this will eventually go into my box of gifts. And then the last thing that I started is something that I've been thinking about. Let me just take my needle tips off here so they stop clanging around. This is something that I've been thinking about probably for a couple years or a year. I don't know how long the pattern's even been out. But I just always thought it was pretty and I wanted to make it one day. So I cast it on because I'm writing 2 books. This is, let me read. I have too many wets. 2 pages today. This is covered in stuff. My goodness, let's try that again. Okay, take 2. This is Deshane by Leela Rab, modified. This is made with Rowan soft knit cotton in black, which is something that I picked up last year for Woolworth Fair, which is like if you're not from the Lower Mainland, it's a yarn crawl that they kind of do every year and all around this area, and they have deals and stuff at each store. It's really fun. Goes for like a whole weekend. So this was something that they had on sale that I picked up, and they had 6 skeins of it, and I mean, you can't ever, I just knew that I wanted to make a summer top with it. I didn't particularly have anything in mind, but this is the one, and it's like a chainette yarn, which is something that I've never worked with before, and I'm really enjoying working with it. The mods to the pattern, I'm making the smallest size, and I decreased some stitches for the cast on because I didn't want to, I have a limited amount of this yarn, and I know that I wanted to make it longer than the pattern called for, and I didn't want to run out. So I just wanted to make sure that I had enough yarn. So I'm not making it as, I think it calls for like 20 inches of positive ease or something. It's a little crazy. So I'm doing less positive ease and making it longer just to make it more like a boxy tee instead of a cropped oversized thing. So I cast on less stitches. And then I also, when I did that, it gets you to join it, or technically this pattern is knit in 2 pieces and then seamed. I definitely didn't want to do that. So I joined it in the round at the underarms, but then it was turning out too narrow. So I ripped back. I was probably down to here or something. So I ripped back up to the underarms, and then I just cast on some stitches here to make the body a little bit wider. I think I cast on 6 stitches at the underarms or something. It's all on my Ravelry project page. And that is, I think, giving me enough ease. I could have probably even made it a little bit boxier, but I'm really okay with how it's turning out. I'm just about at the hem, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh yeah, okay. So at this hem here, you kind of, it just in the pattern it says to do whatever bind off they're doing or whatever hem edging it is, and it kind of, because of this lace panel, it kind of goes like this in the front or like that, and I just, it looked okay with the cropped, but I feel like since I'm making it longer, wasn't feeling it. So I decided to do some short rows, because short rows are magic and apparently my favorite thing. Decided to do some short rows just right on the edges of this lace panel here. So I think I added in about 8 rows or so going back and forth, just so that this kind of comes down a bit to meet with the bottom of the lace. I have just started the hem, so I don't know exactly how well that's worked, but hopefully it does bring it. So instead of being like this, maybe it'll be like this. That I'm okay with. And I think that's it. Yeah, I felt like I had lots of stuff to talk about, but I actually made like pretty good show notes today, so I feel like I kind of powered through. Not powered through, but you know, I feel like I was on a roll today. I don't know. Oh yeah, and I got a new light, and I like it, but it's hard for me to tell how bad the glare is. I have a feeling it's really bad, and I do apologize if it's been distracting. I'll have to, when I'm editing, I'll decide whether I'll use it again or not, or maybe in a different way. But does anybody know any tricks for, this seems to be a problem that I constantly have, and for most people that wear glasses, I think, and try to film videos, glare. How do you control that? I mean, I could just not wear my glasses, but I feel like I look weird, so I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. You might just have to live with some glare. And I think that's it. I'm hoping to get back onto my, at least my bi-weekly schedule, hopefully weekly, maybe. We'll see how it goes. It's getting to be summertime, and that's always a little busy, so yeah. Make sure, if you want to test this t-shirt, go to the Ravelry group and check out the test thread there. And if you are currently working on any Pip and Pin projects, or have recently finished anything, or are planning something, take a photo on Instagram, use the hashtag Pip and Pin KAL18, and sometime in July, someone will be winning this. So thanks for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Bye.